Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the MFK Spotlight Podcast. I'm your host, Dev Foster, and today's guest is world-renowned pop sensation Mark Castle. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing so amazing.
I'm glad to hear it.
Just high in the sky.
Oh, that's the best way to be. I endorse that. So I heard a rumor, and I want to go into this. And to be fair, this rumor generated from your social media. So, did you submit a tape to RuPaul's Drag Race? And if you did, is there any chance you'd leak it?
Well, I'm a very, very famous pop star. I don't need to audition for things, but I just did it to be fair to the other girls. And it's actually a portion of it is on YouTube. It's just unlisted. You gotta get at me, or you gotta go to my Facebook page and find it.
Okay, you heard it here, people. Go to Facebook.
Exclusive news.
There you go. But do you consider what you do drag?
I do.
Okay.
I wouldn't call myself a drag queen. Mm-hmm. I know that's probably damaging for someone who's trying to get on Drag Race, but it
doesn't say
I'm a drag
queen race, to be fair.
That's extremely true, but if you see who they cast, it's very female illusion. Like that's the theme of that show.
True.
And it would be nice if they branched out to different types of drag, but I don't know how long that's going to take. I wish there was more shows in that same arena. I'm surprised actually that there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, because even lesser known drag, like Drag Kings and stuff, I've seen some shows that are just fantastic, and I feel like a lot of people are missing out on that. And they would be doing the community a service by bringing that into the spotlight, broadening the scope of that.
My drag is mostly just inspired by pop in general. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really have a gender to me.
Gotcha.
I'm just completely fascinated by just pop. It's such a heightened, charismatic version of everything, and I think that's interesting and fun.
Absolutely.
So instead of just being a female illusionist, I'm just the mechanical star illusionist.
If
that makes any sense.
That's certainly an interesting way of putting it. I definitely want to know more just based off of hearing that. For people who are listening who aren't familiar with you, how would you describe the Mark Castle brand? How would you describe what you do?
It's like my music is like some pop beats that you found in a dumpster outside of a razor factory. My look, I would call myself a drag prince, because to me, princes, like in fairy tales and stuff, I never saw them as masculine or heroic. I know that they're supposed to be, but I never saw it that way. I always saw them as pretty and delicate, and even though they're not necessarily effeminate, they don't act like heroes. They just kind of sit around and are pretty, and I always liked that. And I consider myself male, so there you go.
Okay. So, are you? Because I got to know you first as Mark Castle, the musician. Because I came across some of your work a couple years back, but in my head, it was Mark Castle, the musician. Are you bothered by the term gay musician or gay artist, or just as opposed to just artist, or do you embrace that?
Um, I'm not really offended by that. It's because there's nothing offensive necessarily about being seen as gay. At the same time, we don't really need to add that little extra to straight artists, like, oh, straight musician, because people automatically just, their default in their heads has been set to straight.
Yeah.
And I'm not here, I talk about gay stuff all the time because it's important, but at the same time, I'm here just as myself. Just say artist. I mean, I think that's world-renowned artist, of course, but I don't see a real need to stamp the word gay in front of my introduction every single time. I feel like it goes without saying. And, you know, I feel it's just not necessary.
Yeah. I mean, I think it just kind of fulfills society's need for everything to be labeled as
yeah,
as much as possible.
Oh, definitely.
So, why do you? Because I mean, obviously there are gay musicians out there who just aren't out yet, and they kind of they have the luxury of like automatically people just assume you're straight until you come out or you're caught doing something.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise. But why do you think that is in 2017? Like, you know, when the majority of people listening to new musicians are younger people, and younger people, especially nowadays, seem to be a lot more open and accepting of these, you know, things that have always been there, but just kind of in the background.
Well, I think the next generation is very not that. Like, I feel like they don't make a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
I'm excited for that. I think maybe my specific generation, we got all of our rights by assimilating and showing straight people, oh, we're just like you. You know, we stick to the gender binary, and all we do is it's men with men and women with women, and that's it. There's no difference. And I feel like in assimilating, we sacrificed the exposure for our culture, and we sacrificed queer culture for heteronormativity. And I think that's why still we just assume too much.
But do you think now would be a better time for these gay artists to step out and say, you know, not that it matters, but it matters. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's always.
I mean, yeah. Sorry, what?
No, I mean, or do you? The gay community is having these allies the community, because when you think about it, the larger stars are allies, and we don't really have stars of that equivalent out there representing the community itself. And do you think, you know, we've kind of just gotten to a point where we're so satisfied with having these mega famous allies, you know, representing us, that we have stopped elevating members of our own community? Because, I mean, we have people out and proud,
I
doing
agree,
it.
Yeah, I do agree. With what you're saying. I think it ties into the whole gender binary that we stuck to in order to assimilate. Like, just look at any ultra mega famous, like, gay person, just like movie stars and stuff like that. They aren't necessarily presented, at least. I mean, we don't know any of these people in real life, but how they're packaged to us is very... just it sticks to the gender binary, really.
Yeah.
Like, no one's too queer, and the only way to be queer is, oh, well, you're trans, so you're specifically a woman, and you can't flow in between it. You know, it has to be one very specific label.
Absolutely. You said you consider yourself male and a gay male.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you feel underrepresented in, music, or do you feel like there are a good amount of gay musicians out there for you to kind of look to?
Really, my most exciting people to look forward to right now. I like Adore Delano. Like, that's exactly what I want to see. Just like a big old queer making really well produced pop songs and videos, and she's not just running around like, I'm gay musician, I'm this or that. It's just she's presenting herself as this amazing artist, and she happens to be gender fluid, and sometimes she presents as male, and sometimes it's female, and it's treated casual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to get acceptance. Like, you can't just
force it.
Keep labeling it. It just eventually it comes to this point where you're just like push. Yeah, it's hard to word without offending some. I don't know. I like the idea of just like, you don't need to keep talking about it because she's good enough that all you have to do is look and you just understand.
Absolutely.
Listen to the songs, like, look at her, it's just great.
Do you see someone like Adore breaking through and getting like high profile mainstream success, say like within the next 5 years, or do you think like it's going to take a little longer than that for society to get there?
I don't really know. That's what I like about pop culture. It can be unpredictable. Well, when an innovator comes in, it's unpredictable, but
yeah.
it's just you never know when things are gonna finally break out.
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think that do you think it's easier for you to put your music out there and say people are going to like it or they're going to hate it, but either way, it's out there because you're putting on a performance? Like, it's not so much stripped down version of you. Does that make sense? Is it easier to kind of like get behind the character and say, okay, this is Mark Castle, the character, this isn't me, so I can't really take offense to anything that happens to Mark Castle, the character? Is there separation?
I mean, it's a character to an extent. Like, I say things that are over the top and silly, but in my personal life, like, I say ridiculous things, and I just turn it up when I'm performing, because, you're an entertainer, you're performing there, people are there to see a show, like, you want to be the fullest extent of the character, but the character, that's just me, like, I'm always just walking around being ridiculous. Okay. It's just a little more transparent when I'm performing.
Were you always like that, or did this did you kind of develop this charisma over time?
I used to be really shy when I was little. Like, I would not talk and I would like hide, like I was so shy. And I honestly don't know what exactly turned me into such a loudmouth. I just randomly, I don't know, but I started, because, I'm like fat and ginger and weird, and growing up, I had to figure out how to beat everyone at their own game, because kids are ready to make fun of you. Absolutely. And then I just figured out how to be funnier than them. And then I just didn't have any problems. And just going through that, I realized, Like, I genuinely actually love entertaining. Like, this is what it is for me. That's just what I'm good at, and that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm just gonna try for until I die. So,
When did you start music? Like, when did you put your first song on the internet?
I remember because it was February 19th, 2007. So I celebrated my 10-year anniversary this year.
Wow.
I
Congratulations.
know, so old. Because I made a music MySpace that same night for the song that I put together. It's total crap. I still have it. It's terrible. I sound terrible because I was trying to be quiet because my roommates were asleep, and it's so overmodulated. It hurts to listen to it.
Oh
Like,
my
it
gosh.
causes physical pain. It's just the worst piece of crap.
You're
But
gonna
I
have to
keep
send
it
that to
just
me.
because. We'll see. But I remember the MySpace because it used to say on the profile, like, date created or date started or whatever. So I think I just like screenshot it or something and saved it, just
Okay.
so I would always remember the date.
Did you like what convinced you? Like,
Oh, where'd you go?
Oh, can you hear me still? Hello? All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All right, great. We had some technical difficulties, but we recovered. Back.
it's okay. We're still here.
It's fine. So tell me, what were some of your influences growing up?
I always really loved Miss Piggy when I was little. I liked how she was fat, and that wasn't like a problem for her. She was a pig. She was a fat pig, and it wasn't a problem. And she was so glamorous, and she had such like a bitchy attitude. And I was like, okay, I like that, and I like, and maybe that's why I act like that and have such a short fuse. That's probably it.
I personally loved Miss Piggy. I think for me, everyone was like, "Oh, Kermit." I'm like, no, Miss Piggy's the star. Like, what are you talking about?
She is the star of every movie, even the ones she's not in.
So Miss Piggy, who were some other people that gave you inspiration? Any musicians?
Divine. I always liked the do-it-yourself, garbagey personality and aesthetic. I loved that. Also, like, she's fat and she got all the mins. She had herself a little pop career, and she was the star and the muse of an artist in his movies, and I just loved her. Like a newer influence, Kazaki.
Okay.
They're a Ukrainian dance group, and
yeah. I'm just a dancer.
'cause
I love that song.
I love them. Well, they're not together anymore, but
Yeah.
it's the internet. Nothing changes there.
Nothing dies on the internet.
For
It's
now.
there forever.
And because I had been lacking inspiration visually as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew who I was as a person, like personality. I know what I want to sound like, act like, but I'm like, I don't know yet who I am visually. And I saw them, and I was very inspired by that. How they blend masculinity and femininity together.
Yeah,
I very much enjoy that. And I was like, I don't want to copy them, but I want to very much reflect that kind of style, that non-binary, chic, put together. It's simple, but it speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, they're never covered in like 1,000 different things. It's just silhouette first. I love that.
Absolutely. I've seen their work, and I love it personally.
Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, they're such in great shape in Dancing in Heels. How much greater would it be to see that, but with a fat guy? Like, come on.
I've seen older pictures of you. You've only gotten better with time. I will say that.
Oh, I completely agree. I said fat, not ugly.
The glow up is real. Who are some artists that you would like to work with in the future if given a chance? And what you hear in the background, I swear, is not a war. It's a thunderstorm that decided to roll in the middle of the show.
I just heard that now. It was thundering here earlier, but it stopped. I'm glad, so now I can go and walk and get sushi later. I live near downtown, so I like to walk.
I'm a fan of, moving the old legs.
Mm-hmm. Even though it's Florida, legs, I like that.
Oh well, I mean, see, I was gonna use that to roll into this song, but
no, I see what you're doing. I thoroughly endorse. Yes.
Oh, now let's talk about this song. Your assistant sent me a couple song choices for the show, and I mean they were all so good. I wanted to play them all, but then I was like, I could either play all the songs or play one song and then get to talk to Mark Castle too. So I was like, I'm gonna play one song.
I mean, as long as it's about me, I think it'll be good.
So we're gonna play this song. We're gonna send them to your SoundCloud so they can find all of these songs.
Well, if it's still there, aren't they dying, or did Chance the Rapper save it?
I'm not sure. I heard that
people keep telling me both, and I'm obviously too lazy to look it up for myself. So
I mean, I would look it up for you as well, but I don't want to.
People can find it.
Yeah, it's out there. It's on the internet.
It'll be in the description
somewhere.
Link below.
Okay, so let's talk about Legs, because I love this song. My boyfriend and I laid in bed the other night listening to it over and over and over again, to the point where we began this lip sync battle. Your songs are very lip sync worthy. I like that a lot. That's how you found a good song, when you could lip sync to it over and over and over.
That's very true. It's the best quality in a song.
Absolutely. I mean, all the best.
Can I be dramatic to this?
Exactly. Just outside, staring outside a window, just lip syncing for your
moving
life.
Your lips.
Yep, there you go.
Sinking for the gods.
There you go. So, how did this song come about? What's this song about?
Well, it's about just walking away from toxic people, in a nutshell. Whether it be someone who wants to use you as a gay accessory, or someone who wants to get close to you so they can steal your what
furs?
You've gotten for yourself. My what?
Your furs?
My furs. That's what they do. Just this sounds so you're if you're popular. I sound okay. This sounds pretentious, but through 10 years of music, I know everybody. I'm nice to people, and I get along with a lot of people, and I think people want to get close to me because they don't know how to figure that out.
Yeah.
And so they want that. They just want it. They just want what I, they don't want to work to be a better person. They just want to be popular. And I feel like this has happened several times. So I explained to people, I was like, you can't just, I'm like, you're popular or you're not, and it doesn't really matter. You just be nice.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I really do feel like they say nice people finish last, and That's not always the case. I truly do
Well,
feel like...
nice, not a doormat.
There you go.
There's being nice. There's nothing wrong with being nice. When people say nice guys finish last, they're not being nice. They're just, weak.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's what the song is about. Walking away from talking to people.
So do you want to give us the intro? I mean,
Okay.
I could, but I feel like no one could do it better than the guy himself.
That's true. So I feel like I'm obligated to introduce this then, like morally. Well, hey, listeners, it's not new. It's the hot track from world-renowned superstar Mark Castle. Here's Legs. Okay, so
I was walking down the street today, and a couple of guys were like, hey, 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 what you doing? Come here, bitch, I'm busy being queer. I think that I decided, pigs like you ain't invited to stop and worship me, as nice as it could be. I'm not a prop for you to hug, I make it fresh and that's enough. I got this on my own, till then you're all alone. Girl, bye. Later. Get out. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen. That is for days, I'll make you wanna scream. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen. That is for days, I'll make you wanna scream. I was walking down the block tonight, and a couple of girls were like, tight, tight, tight. What you doing? Come here, bitch, I'm busy being queer, I said. I think that I decided, pigs like you ain't invited to stop and worship me, as nice as it could be. I'm not a prop for you to hug, I make it fresh and that's enough. I got this on my own, till then you're all alone. Girl, bye. Later. Get out. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen. That is for days, I'll make you wanna scream. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen. That is for days, I'll make you wanna scream. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen. That is for days, I'll make you wanna scream. I hope you enjoy the view when I'm walking away from you. Best legs you've ever seen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Legs by Mark Castle. Mark,
So good.
that was that. Honestly, that when I heard that song, like that first line, I was walking out down the street today, and a couple guys were like, "Hey, hey, hey!" I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be catchy.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it." And then,
And
then
lo and behold, you were absolutely correct.
absolutely correct. And then by the time we got to the being queer, that was it. That song was my favorite song, and that was the song we were playing.
I'm glad.
What was
Play
the
it forever.
What was the last song that you heard, like, on the radio that just made you go, "Oh, I wish I wrote that"? Like,
Jeez, I don't know. You know what? I don't really listen to the radio because I go to work and I don't drive, so I'm never like in a car.
gotcha.
Like I walk to work, I walk downtown, and I Uber if I must, and then I'm easy. I don't care what they play, but it's usually stuff I don't listen to. So
Absolutely.
I listen to YouTube a lot. Like that's just for new music finds me, find cool new artists, and I know she's like a very popular singer. I heard this Becky G song.
Okay.
And I think I'm obsessed with it. I don't even speak Spanish, but like I could pick up like kind of what the song was about, and then I looked up the translation just so I'm not gonna sit around and sing a song. I have no idea what I'm singing, you know?
Absolutely.
It's called Mayores, and it's about just older men, and I'm like, I definitely connect with that song.
You can relate.
It's just kind of like, you know, they're better. And then the music video is so cute, and I love it, and it's just got that reggaeton, and I think I don't know, it's just fun. Like, it's a fun summer song that you can lip sync to, even if you don't speak the language.
I mean, no one said that you had to lip sync correctly. I mean,
No.
I've
just,
seen,
you know, peas and carrots.
There you go. What was the last song that you heard that you're just like, oh, go away? Like, I'm so done hearing this song.
Listen, I'll be real. Anything from the Chainsmokers.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. I don't.
I'm sure they're nice boys. I'm just like, all right.
Enough.
So,
like, it's legit on every other station, every other minute. It's crazy.
like, I don't think they're bad.
It's just overplayed.
Don't
It's just
think
everywhere.
of them at all. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. What's the most played song on your iPod, your phone, your digital music playing device?
My device.
Yeah.
Honestly, as of this week, like it changes every week. Like last week, I could not stop listening to New Rules by Dua Lipa, which is a great pop song. I love what it's about too. It's just about like the rules to make sure you don't keep falling for the same dumb fuck guy. But this week it's that Becky G song. I just love it so much. Like I'm in a happy place right now. You know, I worked through some depression earlier this year, and I just want to listen to fun songs right now. So fun stuff like that.
I mean, I live for a good summer song. I kind of racked my brain thinking of what it could have been, what my summer song could be. Honestly, we're like halfway through summer. I don't think I found my summer song yet.
Well, have you heard either of those songs yet?
I haven't. I'm gonna have to give them a listen
Well,
now that I know that they're summer
I'll
song worthy.
send you some links. Oh, I love them. Make sure you put your good headphones on.
The only kind I have are my good ones. Okay.
I'm gonna go deaf. I'm gonna be completely deaf or have like damn tinnitus by the time I'm in my mid-30s because I like to relax. I just put on my big fluffy headphones and just listen to fun bassy music. I just love it.
Absolutely.
It's life-changing.
what's your guilty pleasure, music wise? What's a song that people wouldn't expect you to listen to, and you probably wouldn't tell a whole lot of people? Please tell the tens of people listening at home.
All dozen of you. I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures. You shouldn't feel guilty about just things that make you happy.
I don't know.
Unless the thing that makes you happy is like pedophilia, then yes, that's guilty.
Unless
you should feel guilty.
If you're an R. Kelly fan right about now, you should feel a little guilty.
You should feel. I don't. Sometimes like I'll hear a country song, and I'm people assume that I wouldn't be into that at all, just because I'm not very country. But I like female done country music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a Reba, Shania Twain.
Oh hell yeah!
Like you know those like the Martina McBride, like legends in their.
Like I'll just watch them. I don't even. I found some country music video on TV the other day. I was like, I don't know who the fuck this is, but I'm gonna watch it.
Absolutely.
And glamour country. Well, you know what? Is it really surprising? If it's glamour, I'm just gonna watch it and be dazzled by the glitter.
That makes perfect sense. So, we've heard your music. Mm-hmm. What else do you have going on right now? I hear you have a merch line out. Tell us about that. Where can we find that?
I have a few merch items right now. I have t-shirts and hoodies and little bumper stickers. I want to do more. Like, more. I don't know. Other things that I could stick my face on.
Absolutely.
But right now, there are exclusive Mark Castle t-shirts and hoodies through the Teespring store run by my friend Real Sicko. They are a designer. They love to design for queens, drag princes like me. And there's some exclusive designs right there with my image on them. And as of now, I don't know why I don't have merch. I feel like a lot of people have merch that do a lot less. I feel like I should have tons of merch.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you're just now coming out with merch. I mean, you've been in the game 10 years, and you're just now getting around to merch.
Oh.
But
sorry, my cat is on me. He got his claw stuck in the blanket, and he's making a big damn fuss about it. He's such a whiny baby. I sound like one of those crazy persons that's alone.
I was not going to say that at all.
Well, you were thinking it. I said it.
Okay. so are there multiple designs?
That's the merch. Right now, there's one design. It is a painting of my face. It's a digital web design graphic painting. I don't know words. It's me. It's my image, and it has my name in glittery pink font. It's so cute. I think you should buy one. I think everyone should buy one.
I mean,
I even bought one.
With all this rainy weather, I mean, a hoodie does sound kind of nice right now.
And if you're like me, you'll need a hoodie for that sudden and unannounced cold burst of depression that could hit you at any moment.
Perfect for back to school. Great for all occasions. Mark
you know
Castle
what?
merch.
I just discussed with Real Sicko earlier today. I was like, let's do baby onesies. So, probably that.
A baby, I think, would be a great idea.
Oh, okay. You sounded real disappointed. Just pushing the gay agenda onto children, shit like that.
The agenda. All right, so
Cute stuff.
So we're gonna include your SoundCloud, your social media, as well as the site to find your merch. Thank you, Mark Castle, for joining me today. And
of course, thank you for having me.
I hear you're going back to complete the rest of your world tour. What's your next stop?
I actually am going to release my new EP in the coming months.
Coming month.
New music videos.
Is this an
New
exclusive?
me. This is kind of. I mean, I posted on Facebook earlier.
Okay, well, no, actually, never mind then. I thought we were breaking in exclusive.
Say it's an exclusive. It's like an exclusive. This is so exclusive.
We're the first outlet besides your social media to get this story. So there you go. You heard it here first. New music coming from Mark Castle. Thank you, Mark Castle, for coming out. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
All right, so make sure to catch us next Thursday for another episode of the MFK Spotlight. My name is Dev Foster. Have a good night.